Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SportsPoint. My name is Frankie Breit. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. A lot to break down this week as the sports world stays booming. Some teams, some programs, some sports off-season, other ones just starting up like baseball. We'll get to that with Brody. As always, Brody Kupsky, Liam Statz joining me on the show. Thank you guys for being here. How we doing?
It's been a long weekend.
Has it really?
Yeah.
It was a good birthday weekend for me.
Good, man. Happy to hear that, Brody. Happy birthday to you and to Reese, your twin brother, who'll be on the show.
Reese
hopefully,
Kupsky mentioned,
Maybe a couple weeks
soon. Liam, crazy weekend with hockey. I'm sure you're stressed out about it all. We'll break it down. And we also have a very special guest here on the show. Please welcome back Alex Proctor.
Thanks, guys, for having me back.
Yeah, as we all know, men's hockey goaltender for the team here at UWSP. You had a crazy weekend. You know, having the playoff game against River Falls Friday and Saturday, so 2 games went down. They pulled it. You pulled it off.
Oh, yeah.
We're headed to the championship.
Oh, yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's the 10th straight
10th straight.
for Stevens Point?
Yep.
That's crazy. Alex, we're going to get to that. We're going to break that down with you. Thank you so much for joining us here back on the show. But let's dig right in with our Crowning Champions segment. Now, Crowning Champions, we highlight something around the sports world, player or team or whatever we'd like to highlight for being extra cool this week. This week, I've got all the NFL rookie prospects that are going to the NFL Combine. You guys, this is the biggest moment of their lives that they've trained for this their entire lives up to this point. Looking forward to seeing them show off their skills and abilities heading into this week and wishing them all the best of luck. Liam, what do you got?
I have a UW Platteville. I'm not a traitor to the school.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
I'm just saying it's the only team from the Wiac that is going to go represent. Well, it's not the only team from Wisconsin, but the only team from the Wiac that's representing us right now in the national tournament. They did win the basketball championship. I will say we swept them in the regular season, so what could have been.
Yeah.
But good luck to them. Please represent Wisconsin well.
Did you see, guys, the UW Oshkosh going to be in NCAA 25, the new football game?
I don't know if that's true or not because they'll.
Oshkosh posted it.
No,
Okay.
Tuesday?
I
It might
feel
be
like
clickbait.
because the NFL championship selection committee also posted that they were going to be in NCAA.
I think a lot of schools are just posting it.
Yeah, just to say that I'm pretty sure it's just a joke.
And first
We'll
of
see
all,
that, huh?
why put Oshkosh? Why not put Whitewater? Or like
Yeah, 'cause
River Falls
if there
or
were to be a team,
lacrosse?
it would be
or
Whitewater.
Whitewater or lacrosse. I mean,
Right,
come on now.
Right. All right, Brody, what do you got?
So I got like 2 of them from NASCAR because I couldn't highlight the Daytona 500 last week because it was during the recording, sadly. But from this past weekend, Daniel Suarez had an insane finish at Atlanta, picking up the win by .003 seconds over Ryan Blaney. Very sad for that. And Kyle Busch in an almost 3-way tie. It was very insane. You got to go back and watch it. It's the 3rd closest finish in NASCAR history. And then my second one, William Byron for winning the Daytona 500 last weekend. Since I couldn't highlight it last week, I'm just going to highlight it this week. It's Hendrick Motorsports' 40-year anniversary this season, so it's a very special win for them. But the ending was very questionable. It was a great race nonetheless, but the ending was kind of not my favorite, but it was an ending.
It was an ending. The race did end, you guys.
Yeah, it certainly did.
Well, thank you, guys. That's going to do it for Crowning Champions. We're racing through this show. We want to talk to Alex. The 3-Point Tri-Campus Roundup is up next. We're going to highlight one aspect of sports from campus, and this is sponsored by Point Brewery, specifically Point Premium Soda. As per usual, we've got our black cherry cream soda. Pop one open. We'll enjoy this. Alex Proctor, what's your favorite flavor? Did I ask you that last time you were on? I know we had this one the last time, but I don't know if I asked you your favorite.
My favorite? Mm-hmm. It's got to be root beer. Just original.
The classic?
Keep it classic. Yeah,
I
love
think-
root beer.
We gave that away at the engagement fair, like this semester, so I don't have any more bottles to give you. But when the year is over, I'll give you this bottle over here.
Brody, are you
Yeah,
ever
no.
going to be able to just twist it off normally?
Nope, never.
Brody still can't open it.
Nope, never.
Black cherry cream, up to this point, my favorite Point Premium soda. Thank you so much for your product. We love it. Thank you for sponsoring this segment of the show. Let's get into it, gentlemen. I want to say congratulations to women's wrestling. They took 3rd at regionals this past weekend, and they had 8 student athletes qualify for the national tournament. Those being Morgan Bethea, Tabitha Breit, Rick, Kelly Enriquez, Jade Herzer, Roseanne Marshall, Abby Nelson, Amor Tuttle, and now Sua Whitethorn will compete at the WWC Championship in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, starting March 8th at 11 a.m.
Awesome.
Congrats to
8
them.
of them are going. That
That's
is
a lot.
insane. Happy for those girls and that squad. Liam, I know what you're going to talk about. We're going to do a little preference, precursor to the Alex Proctor interview.
I'm going to start with women's hockey, actually.
Do it, man.
Attaboy.
So women's hockey, I met an unfortunate end of their season. They did beat Northland to advance to the semifinals, also against River Falls. Now, Alex, I don't know if you paid attention to the River Falls women's hockey team. Undefeated season. They've won 27 straight. They have not
Insane.
won in 4 months.
Haven't lost in 4
I'm
months?
sorry, they haven't lost
Yeah.
in 4 months. We unfortunately fell to them in 2 games, so that's where our season comes to an end. Good season from them, a lot of solid wins, too many losses, and they just really did not give any of their goaltenders any help. I mean, they were routinely making 50-save games. So,
Yeah.
but all in all, good season for them. I hope to see more from them next year. For men's hockey, we played 2 games in the semifinal last weekend against UW River Falls. We tied the first game 4-4, which until recently I was not aware that you could tie in a Wiac semifinal
I
game.
didn't either.
No clue that could happen.
Brody and I were on the call, and we're looking at each other. Are we going to overtime?
Are we going to like another one, a
Are we going to
shootout?
3v3
just
now? And
called
they
it a
guys
day.
just started leaving. I said, we're
It
done.
did turn the second game, however, into a winner-takes-all opportunity, which means that basically anything that happened Friday was just erased. Adam Reisigle with his first collegiate goal. Good for him. It was a very, very good one.
It was Brody Kupsky's birthday gift.
It was Brody Kupsky's
Yeah, we're
birthday.
talking about my birthday. All of a sudden, Racigle just shoots it from pretty much
Center ice.
center ice
Yeah.
and like a couple steps over center ice, and it just goes over Dean Buckles' glove. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that's what influenced their decision to not start him that second night. to be
Yeah.
honest. Point won the second game, 4-2. Coda Moline with the game-winning goal. That means that he not only clinched the regular season championship, but then he clinched us going to play for the tournament. So good for him. It was off of a deflection goal from one of the Hill brothers. I'm not sure which one. It was
David.
Yeah, David Hill. That game gave me 80 heart attacks, 80 consecutive heart attacks.
Kept your composure on the
kept
call.
my
though.
composure.
Can
You sure
confirm
did.
he was
Except
freaking out.
That first call did blow a lot of people's eardrums out. I'm very sorry about that when I moved the mic.
Which one?
The very first goal.
Oh,
yeah.
I peaked pretty good. They will face Eau Claire this Saturday for the Wiac Championship. That's the 3rd straight time that they faced Eau Claire, and it will be the 10th straight appearance overall for this team in the Wiac Championship.
Absolutely insane. Alex, you guys have so much to be proud about, so much to look forward to. It's a big game coming up. We're going to get to it, but we got to talk about basketball here on campus with Brody right before we do.
I will say, though, that if you did watch that Eau Claire Stout game, very insane. It went for very long, kind of like our 4 OT playoff
Yeah.
game last year. Almost the same thing.
I remember
Don't remind
texting
me.
you, Brody, and I said, okay, I want to know who you guys are going to play next weekend. And you text me almost midnight, and they're going into the second
I'm like,
overtime.
it's still
It
not
was-
done, dude.
Oh, yeah, trust me. So many people were like, hey, Liam, guess what? It's going to more overtimes. Watch your language.
It was funny.
Inside joke. We'll leave it at that.
So the men's basketball team were the only team to play because women's basketball was eliminated. They did not play in the Wiac tournament, but the men's team, they won versus UW Whitewater 76-70 at home last Tuesday. Ashton Parker and I were on the call for 90 FM. And then they lost to UW River Falls 82-79 on the road last Thursday. In that Whitewater game, Darius Bolden with 16 points, Malik Abdul-Wahid with 18 points. Abdul-Wahid with a couple amazing dunks and just a couple clutch defensive plays. And a ton of clutch shots from Bolden, including a lot of clutch free throws. The pointers were rough from the free throw line in the second half. They went 3 for 4 in the first half and then absolutely blew it in the second half. I don't know what was with it, but Darius Bolden clutched up there. And then in the River Falls game, Malik Abdul-Wahid with 15 and Josiah Butler with 14 points. Very close game at the end. The game winner could have happened if the ball was just released like just a half a second sooner. So despite the loss at the end of the season, it's a bright future ahead of them. They finished the season 14-13 and a lot of hope going into next season.
Yeah, I was
Over 500. That's all we asked.
huge. I was watching that River Falls game pretty tight, and it was just
Like 5 seconds, man.
You know, I turned it off because it looked like it was, it was going to be a done deal. And then I asked Brody the final score, and he goes 83-79. They lost by 3. They're down by like 10 in the final minute. So that was awesome.
We probably would have won the Wiac.
Right,
championship.
because
I
they
mean,
wiped Platteville. So
Yeah.
what could have been, Liam?
could have
What you
been.
said.
Could have been.
Alex Proctor's here on the show. We talked about it. Alex, I need your permission for something.
Yeah.
Can I use your face as a thumbnail? Just want you to smile, middle picture. What happened? Break it down for us.
So, guys coming down the I guess their left wing, my right side, and he let one fly. I'll give it to him. That puck was on a rope, and the puck moves too fast sometimes. Maybe move your head, and maybe you don't want to move your head because you're trying to protect the net.
Right.
But it caught just below where my cage meets my helmet, and I immediately felt my teeth explode into about 4 or 5 pieces.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Can we consider this an injury?
Yeah.
So it's not
Well,
clickbait.
I would say
Yeah.
a part of your body was injured.
Yeah,
technically
I mean,
speaking.
it's
and
still
play was
not-
stopped. Play was stopped for it.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it's still not intact. I mean,
So night 1, you tie 4-4. Night 2, win 4-2, advance to the Wiac championship. But in that moment, when you take that puck, what's going through your head?
a lot of pain.
I bet.
A lot of pain going through my head at the time. But
Emotionally and physically.
quite literally.
so at first when it happened, I didn't yes, my mouth hurt, but I didn't know exactly what the damage was.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't feeling around, I just knew that I spit majority of my teeth out. And it's just it's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of emotions, but there a lot of adrenaline kicking through me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't think I had my best night on Friday. And the fans, the students, they never let me down on Friday. They were always there. I'm sure they know I probably didn't have my best night either. But going into the game Saturday, I was like, these guys, they're gonna have my back, just like normal. And right when I knew hey, I'm not bleeding, nothing's wrong, I was like, oh, this place is gonna be nuts. I'm gonna keep playing, and we're gonna win this
And
game
it
now.
was nuts.
Yeah.
It's the second you stood back up and you flashed a big, bloody, toothless grin to the crowd. I mean, they were right with you the whole time.
No, so I mean, it was awesome.
And you had some work done already today, right?
Yep.
Or the past weekend?
Yeah, so I just got out of the dentist 3 hours ago.
Hey,
So
nice.
I just
for
got
the
my front right tooth just filled in a little bit.
Yeah.
They said they could, kind of restructure it, but I was like, I'm gonna keep playing. So why not keep it? Why not keep it the way it is?
Absolutely. Looks cool, too,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I'm a hockey guy. Let's
Battle
go.
scars.
It's a great story.
It is,
Awesome?
and it's funny you mentioned battle scars because when you were last on the show, you said 60 minutes of war, and I probably referenced that 3 times.
Oh, yeah,
on
at
this
least.
show
At
on the
I
broadcast,
referenced it a couple times.
and
on
now you've got the
Saturday,
battle
too.
scar to prove it that it was 60 minutes of war. I mean, for 2 nights.
Yeah.
One night 80 minutes. So. Night 1, 4-4. You said it wasn't your best game. You can't forget the highlights you had. That penalty save. If you want to break that one down, how you saved that one and
was
kept the
gonna
game
ask you
tied
about
2-2
that,
and
Frankie.
eventually kept it tied 4-4.
Yeah, and like I said off camera, the couple days leading up, I wasn't feeling the best. Just kind of got under the weather a little bit. Had to miss class Thursday and bounce right back for Friday. Yeah, I mean, I don't like overtime. I would much rather go to a shootout. I'm very confident in playing in the shootouts and the penalty shots. So, no, when it's, tie game like that, you gotta come up big. So, I mean, stopping the penalty shots just my job, right?
Yeah.
Just gotta do it like a normal day, right? So,
Yeah, you sure did come up big in that moment. We were losing our minds on the broadcast when that happened. And
I'm pretty sure that's the first collegiate penalty shot that you've ever faced, right?
Northland, a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah. Northland.
Gosh, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so Northland, no discredit to them. Their broadcast,
You can't tell what's going on half the time. I'm not kidding.
Fair enough.
Their cameras just
oh
doing
yeah,
this the
so
whole
this is
time.
in Northland. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, this is not the ones that were here. This is over at Northland.
To add to Liam's, they have about 2 or 3 people, just the people operating the camera, and it's just like a whole side conversation, the whole broadcast.
I heard it on the Friday game, and I was like, why don't these people just shut up? I'm trying to listen to the game here.
Yeah. No, they're not talking about the game.
I know.
They have no clue what's
Oh my
going
gosh.
on in the game.
Well, we were calling the Superior game a couple weeks ago, and they had their teammates who didn't suit up were doing their film, and one of the players looks at me and starts talking to me, and I'm live, calling the game. I had no idea what he's saying to me. I just looked at him and I just went back to the game because I didn't know what to do. So to this day, I don't know what he said to me.
The guys they have up there that record film.
Yeah.
It's still like
I don't
their
know what he
scratches,
was saying to
basically.
me.
And when they're up there, I guess they think maybe you're doing the same thing, but it's like, dude,
No,
I
dude.
am trying to focus.
You think
right
I'm
now.
just yelling for fun right now?
Yeah.
No, okay. So night one ties 4-4. We were talking about it before, how it made everything that happened on Friday night doesn't matter. Night two, you're not going to go to a final overtime because because you split the games.
Yep.
The second night, winner takes all. What kind of mentality did you have going into that night after Friday?
Honestly, nothing really changes. Because either way, we're going to have to win Friday night, win Saturday night. And we're going to go play in the Wiac championship, right? So, I mean, you look at it and you just have to be like, who cares about Friday,
Yeah.
Like, let's go win. Let's win tonight. We're going to have to do it no matter what, right? Like,
Let's go.
It doesn't change.
Let's
so,
go.
I mean, at first, yeah, it's like, it kind of sucks. But at the end of the day, Friday ended 4-4, 0-0. Just restarting Saturday night, and we're right back to it.
Absolutely. And you guys are going to the Wiac Championship, 10th time in a row, playing Eau Claire, who you've met plenty of times in the past, plenty of
Good
times
chunk
this
of your
year.
roster, though. It's your first one that they'll actually be starting in. I know
Good
this
point.
is the first one you'll actually start in.
Yeah.
So, kind of, how do you feel about that?
What was it? Two weeks ago I was on here, and who'd I tell you I love playing?
Eau
Love
Claire.
playing Eau Claire.
Eau Claire,
So, I mean,
full circle moment.
Yep. It's just another step along the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Liam, it just feels like a normal week. We're gonna go, we're gonna play, we're gonna have a good time, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I know you mentioned you didn't prefer Stout or Eau Claire because of what you're just saying. It doesn't really matter. You're just going to go in there. Is that just like your mentality, or is that the team mentality too? What's it like in the locker room? I bet everything's hyped right now. You got everything to play for.
yeah, no, I think the guys they don't care either. I think either way they're gonna bring their best. So I mean, the stage is gonna be big. It's
Sure
gonna
will.
be. Liam said, there's going to be guys who maybe haven't started in a Wiac championship. This is going to be the biggest stage they've ever played on.
And this is one game.
Yep,
Just Saturday.
one game.
Now, will this one go to more than one overtime or any shootouts?
Didn't last year.
It didn't last year.
Last year was a 6-2 victory for us.
Yeah,
So.
so freshman year, me and Brody were here.
Yep, story time.
We won the regular season. We're three-peated as regular season championships. Good job. Our freshman year, we're like, nothing can bring us down. We're gonna be fine.
Nope, not at all.
And then Eau Claire blows us out 6-2 in our home ice. That's when we didn't have the auto bid, so that was it. Nobody from the Wiac went. St. Norbert beat theirs, and I think Gustavus Adolphus went in, and that was the ones where they because their conferences were so terrible, they had 8 wins and they still made it to the NCAA tournament. And I'm like, how the heck does this happen? But we didn't get in.
Yep.
And then we got the auto bid, which I was super happy about. But then now there's the ever looming chance that Northland could do it. Theoretically speaking, Northland could do it. And we did the exact same thing. We won the regular season. We come back, and I'm like, at the back of my mind, I'm like, I feel like it's gonna be a repeat. And it was a repeat, just not for the same team.
Right.
We beat them 6-2, and so.
A game
Yeah.
that I called and my brother actually did camera for. And, not saying that he's good luck, but the one game he has gone to, we have won pretty considerably. So he'll be here this weekend too. That's the best part.
I've only seen one loss from the men's hockey team. It was that first Superior game.
Really?
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
haven't, you just didn't.
Well, since I transferred, everyone I've gone to, they've won. Even that crazy overtime one against.
Yeah, you weren't there
last
for the
March.
Stout losses?
Oh, I was there for that game.
You were calling it with me, dude.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna take it off. Alex
say,
got
bud,
this, all right?
jeez.
I'm out of here.
Which
Yeah.
also brings me to my next point. I'm sad because Stouts never appeared. They never made an appearance in the Wiac Championship, ever. And so I wanted them to go. But at the same time, Stouts pretty much was the only team this year that gave us a run for our money at KB Willett.
That's fair to say.
So I'm kind of okay with them not being there.
outside help, I would say.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
you
know, like,
a little bit.
come on.
Those are not the best ref games.
We're going to put that one in the past.
Right, we're moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. We won that series. We don't got to
Sure
worry
did.
about those guys
Sure
anymore.
Speaking of refs, I have one last question, then I'll let you guys kind of do whatever you want.
I'll
But
jump in, yeah.
you said that you were good friends with Schroeder. Do you kind of know the reputation that he has among the student section?
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So freshman year, he was so bad that during a basketball game, the refs made a bad call, and the student section at that basketball game started chanting, "We want Schroeder."
Actually, yep.
Genuinely,
Can confirm.
that it can confirm that happened. So he is infamous on this
That's all, I
campus.
mean, you can go around the UW system. You're never going to find a student section like Stevens Point. And
For hockey, that is.
for hockey, right, correct. And it's still, when I go, it's just magic. When you're down on that end and you're vibing with those people out there. I think Liam mentioned it a bunch on the broadcast. Like, they hardly sat down this past weekend.
No, actually, I can confirm they only sat down for timeouts and like between periods.
Yeah,
Can
and
confirm.
in that playoff atmosphere, I know it's just another game for you, but what kind of fuel does that add?
No, like especially when I chipped my teeth, I was the energy running, like coursing through my body was insane. Like the adrenaline from just losing my teeth, and now everybody's chanting my name is like, oh my goodness, I'm probably not gonna get scored on again tonight.
Right, yeah.
There's no way I'm gonna let that happen.
And you weren't.
Yeah, you weren't. So I mean, no, it's an unreal feeling. But
Yeah.
it kind of sucks for the other teams is they never their goalies never get that.
Part of me wishes that they had the opposing goalie in that end for 2 periods rather than just the one, because I feel like that would make more of an impact. But that's just kind of how the locker rooms were set up.
So true.
That's for sure. Night one, Buckholz comes out, Skinner goes in. Does the game plan at all change on your side as a team? Mentality change at all? Because he's coming in cold. He might be easily shaken, but he comes in, he plays well, does a great job. So just curious what that looks like from the bench side for you as the Pointers squad.
No, and I'll give both their goalies credit. Buckholz and Skinner, they always give us a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
So an unfortunate bounce for Buckholz.
For Dean, yeah.
From Racigal scoring, but I mean, congrats to the Adam. Love him.
Yes, sir.
But no, I don't think the game plan changes that much. It's it's just how it is. Like that's hockey. It's you're gonna have a bad bounce here and there. We've seen it on both ends of ends of the Willett, have we not? And so no, I don't think the game plan changes too much.
Yeah.
You got to keep going with the flow. Keep playing your game.
You were mentioning the boards on that side where you did have that one bounce off behind you. Have been kind of wild recently.
Yeah, even during practice, it's getting a little out of hand. It's getting kind of fishy over there.
Yeah,
so I don't know what it is. Maybe tomorrow when we get back on the ice, I'm gonna go inspect the boards a little bit.
Do it.
But
Come back to us.
yeah.
Here's your reporting job.
Something's changing over on that end of the ice.
Okay, so you head back to the ice tomorrow. If you want to break down your weekly schedule, like what's your practice schedule look like, film breakdown, that sort of thing, what are you doing?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to have a goalie skate at 6:30 in the morning. And then
solid.
Lovely.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh, is Matthias Smith going to be there?
Yeah, Maddie will be there. So we got to be at the rink at about 5:45 in the morning.
Working hard.
Get warmed up, and then followed by team practice, probably in that about, say, 9 o'clock. Same schedule is going to be for Thursday as it will be tomorrow. And then Wednesday, Friday, it's just going to be team practice. Probably be about 7:45. Get there at 7. Maybe Friday we watch film. Yeah, Friday we'll watch film before skate, and then Saturday we'll have our morning skate 7 o'clock, and then it's showtime.
Showtime, man.
Showtime.
All right, I like it. How do you feel about morning practices? It just is
I-
what it is.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it.
bet.
Everywhere I've played junior, we had morning practice. Some teams kind of have it like throughout the day or in the middle of the day, but it gets it out of the way.
For sure.
So I mean, it gives you the rest of the day, whether you got school or other stuff going on. So.
All right, Alex. Wiac Championship, Eau Claire, KB Willett, 7 o'clock on Saturday. What's your hype message to the team, to the fans, to the school? What do you got? On the spot, here we go.
On the spot, Frankie. Oh. We got to get it done. We're going to get it done, right? And
Yes, sir.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Got to make everybody happy here.
And they will be.
Yep.
They will be. They're going to be in there, ready to go, cheering their arses off. They're going to be there, man. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be on the call for
censor
corner.
by using arse, aren't you?
I got to do what I got to do. No, we'll be on the call Saturday night through Pointer Studios, and I'm sure 90 FM will be a part of it as well. It's going to be a big scene. Packed house, you'd have to think, right? Wiac Championship doesn't get bigger than that until it does. Automatic bid, we got it, don't we?
Yeah, Wiac has automatic bid now.
Solid.
Which also means, though, so this is the thing that I said. If Eau Claire wins, they're in for sure, but Point has the resume to be able to probably get in because they have wins over, and at the time, ranked Eau Claire team, and then at the very start of the season, may now rank St. Norbert team. So they definitely have the resume to get
We're also
the
ranked
vote.
6th currently.
We are
so
ranked
we're
sixth.
Right,
pretty
congratulations,
highly.
ranked
Well,
6th
we were
now.
ranked like 5th that first year, and we didn't get the vote. So
If
Yeah.
if you were voted in, we'd have a game here, wouldn't we?
No.
We wouldn't.
we would not. We would be a very low seed if we had to be voted in. So
I see.
Yeah,
So what was the deal last year?
we won the Wiac.
And then you.
Yeah,
then we
so-
got you.
So
so
then
then
you
we-
do get a game. here.
Yeah,
I
and that was
see.
against Augsburg. By the way, no discredit to Wiac. None of their teams have 20 wins, so
Womp.
not.
Get us a game here
Yeah.
in 2
Yeah.
weeks, all right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Just not 4 OTs this time.
Yeah, so let's just win the Wiac championship. We don't have to worry
don't have
about
to worry about the rest of that
do it.
stuff.
No,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
maybe we
exactly.
get in. Maybe we
One
get
game
in.
at a time.
It's a one-game special, baby.
Let's do it. I like it. I like it. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for taking the time, breaking down this past weekend. Looking forward to the game against Eau Claire on Saturday. Saves prediction? How many are you going to have?
You
look
can't.
Sorry.
Come on.
Shut up about predictions.
I'm moving on. I'm notorious.
They'll come as they.
I'm notorious for ruining things because I make predictions. And it's
Yeah, actually, it's bad.
let's just cut that from the show, you know?
Packers are going to win out.
They made the playoffs.
Yeah, but
they almost
they-
went to the NFC Championship
Yeah,
game.
but they lost the 2 that you said they were going to win.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Shoot.
You said they were going to beat the Giants, buddy.
Well, they should have.
They should
Yeah, I
have.
know.
They should have
Yeah,
beat
I
the
agree.
Giants.
It's
to be
your
fair.
fault.
All right, y'all. NFL updates. Let's talk about it. The NFL Combine is February 26th through March 5th. That's like tomorrow. It starts, I think. What day is it?
This is 26, so it starts today.
It starts today.
Yeah, at
I
the
think
time of
it's
filming.
Yeah, right. It's just media throughout the week
Yep.
until Thursday. We've got defensive linemen and linebackers. Friday, defensive backs, tight ends. Saturday, wideouts, running backs, quarterbacks. Sunday, offensive linemen.
Go big
You
man.
finished it with the best of the best offensive linemen. That was a joke. You guys can laugh.
What do you mean? The big men are important.
They're very
know
The
important.
offensive line is the most important part.
They're probably the
Exactly.
most boring to watch.
Shut up.
That's
In
they
terms
have
of-
one job, but they have to do it well.
That's true. Looking ahead, though, for the Packers, anybody have a specific prospect that
I'm
you're
gonna let
looking
Brody go
at?
first.
Brody, who you got this week?
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
All right.
Awesome name.
Kool-Aid.
Solid cornerback from Alabama. Corner is something that the Packers might need, even though they have how many great ones on their roster currently. He is a press corner, which is something the Packers might look into, and he's pretty highly ranked, I would say. And who wouldn't want the name Kool-Aid McKinstry on their roster? I think that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I agree. Alex, how hard would it be to convert you into a Packers fan?
No, not too hard.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Titans aren't very good.
Mike Vrabel. Did you see that?
He
Luke
might go
Fickell,
to college, right?
Yeah, to the Badgers.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see this?
No.
Luke Fickell said he hinted at it very strongly, and he's been talking about it. He said Mike Vrabel might be hanging around with the Badgers in the coming days.
That would be awesome.
That would be huge.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
No, if we can make you a Packers fan, I'd be very happy.
I think it's doable.
Especially if this is a spoiler, Alex Proctor might be on this show weekly next year. That's my understanding.
That's a maybe.
That's
We'll
a maybe.
see. That's a we'll see.
Throw up in the air. Because then if we can get him talking about Packers, oh, man. Be happy me. I'm going to go with Cooper DeJean corner from Iowa. I'm going to go right there with you, Brody.
Do we all pick corners?
Yeah.
Did we? We sure did.
Well, all
No,
right.
Packers need a corner. Eric Stokes, hasn't been it the last couple of years. He's just been hurt. Carrington Valentine obviously
real.
played great down the stretch on the outside, but with Keyshawn Nixon not getting re-signed
That
yet.
hurts so bad.
They might need like a press corner, like you said, maybe in the slot too. I think Cooper DeJean can do that. He's got the kind of athleticism that the Packers really like, the team and the players that they pick. They draft often based on RAS scores, so combining that, the fact they need a corner, it might be a perfect fit. So I'll be watching him on Friday with defensive backs with Kool-Aid and Liam's pick.
Terrion Arnold, cornerback from Alabama. He's been described as being as effective in the nickel, and he's also received praise for not giving up tackles by creating too much space, which is something that the Packers struggled with this
They always
season.
struggle with it,
They
though.
struggled with that pretty bad, where they played too far off the person with the ball. And then
Shout
they
out
just
Joe
kinda-
Barry.
Shout out Joe Barry. And then he also could transition back to safety, as that's what he played for a good chunk of his career already.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like a versatile player, which the
Yeah.
Packers have liked in the past. So.
Packers need help in the defensive backfield, so looking forward to the combine, seeing who's going to catch people's eyes, and then ultimately the draft in April. MLB update time. Brody, I'm going to actually give you full reins on this. Let's do the full segment.
Full segment?
We've got plenty of time. Alex, do you watch baseball enough at all?
A little bit.
Okay, who's your favorite team?
The Rangers.
The Rangers.
That's a good pick,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh,
As
yeah.
he's wearing
You like that one?
As he wearing a Pirates hat.
Okay. Yes, I am wearing a Pirates hat. The P stands for pointers.
Actually, that's what I thought. My brother noticed that last show.
So I have the same hat with the Rangers logo on it.
Nice.
So I mean,
Love it.
I usually switch on and
Switch
off
it out.
between.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
something about the Rangers, when we appeared on Ashton's radio show,
Sure.
I said, and I quote, like when the Brewers beat the Rangers, I said, oh, that was a tough matchup. And Ashton and you were like, oh, but the Rangers are bad. They're not
They
that
weren't bad
great."
at that point.
But they won the World Series.
Yeah, they were bad at that point, and they went on a winning streak.
Yeah, I totally blanked on that.
Everybody thought
So
they
you
were
were
going to be
pretty
terrible.
happy last fall.
Oh yeah.
All right,
yeah.
good.
I mean, so I got the new stadium.
Yeah.
Amazing. Beautiful. I don't have to sit
Absolutely
out there in
beautiful.
the 110-degree heat.
Yep.
And watch
So
baseball. So yeah. It's
Well,
awesome.
yeah. Now, I mean, I went to a Brewers game this past season, and they brought in the pitch count, and I got up at the third inning to go get a hot dog. I came back, sat down. It was the sixth inning.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's about right.
It's like, why do you even go to a game anymore?
Well, I like that.
TV wise, yes, I'm agree.
To the experience, I'm not sitting there for 5 hours. I'm sorry. I love
actually-
baseball.
it is a lot
going
better.
out
I
of
love
my
baseball.
way, if I'm going out of my way to get to the stadium to
You
watch
still
a
sit
game,
there for 2 hours. That's
I'd-
about the
I'd-
length of a hockey game.
all right,
Damn, I got him, yeah.
all right, man. Brody, please, let's talk
All right,
about
cool.
some
I
baseball.
threw on a Blue Jays jersey. I was going to wear a Brewers jersey, but that would look too much like Eau Claire, so don't want to do
Thinking
that.
ahead, thinking ahead.
Don't want to do that, so I'll throw on my second favorite team, the Blue Jays. Spring training started with some chaos. The Dodgers walloped the Pirates in the first spring training game on last Thursday, 14-1.
Padres, you mean?
Yes, did I say?
You said Pirates.
I don't know.
Pirates
He's got a
fans,
Pirates
then.
ass.
One of
throwing me
those
off.
two.
Either
It's
way,
Alex's fault.
either way, Pirates
Come
are
on,
terrible. The Dodgers scored 8 runs in the first inning alone with only 1 out given up. I was watching some of that, and it was ugly. It was on ESPN, so
Yeah, baseball.
You're passionate about this.
I don't like either team, so anything I could say, yeah. So the Brewers, they ended up playing San Diego last Saturday. They won 11-7.
we
They
go.
lost to the Rockies though on Sunday, 10-3. But in that Padres game, Sal Frelick got the start at third base. We were talking about he was working on it in the offseason during spring training practice. He started at third base in the first game, went 2 for 2 with a run. Jackson Chourio, the young prospect that the Brewers are probably going to call up this season, 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Wes Clark, Tim Rattler's legend, love Wes Clark, 2 home runs that game.
Whoa.
Solid performance. Brock Wilken, Brewers' first-round pick last season, 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs for pinch hitting. He also played for the T-Rats last season. And then during the Rockies game, William Contreras hit a home run in his first pitch that he saw. Awesome stuff. But the rest of the game kind of didn't go as well as they wanted it to. But I want to highlight Ernesto Martinez, former T-Rat first baseman, fan favorite of mine. I love Ernesto Martinez. He went 2 for 2 with an RBI double.
Hey.
And then finally, the Brewers are going to be on TV on Wednesday when this is coming out versus the Cubs, and Saturday versus the Dodgers. They'll also be on Tuesday, but by the time this comes out, it'll be done. They play the Angels, I believe, tomorrow, so maybe I get to watch it. Who knows? It's probably 2 o'clock game, so like during classes, yippee.
Sorry, Brody.
It's fine. I'm over it.
I don't think so.
Cody Bellinger re-signed with the Cubs. 3 years for $80 million. Opt-outs after the first and second year. Maybe the Cubs make a push to the World Series.
God, I
would really hate that. And to be honest with you, it'll probably fail. So
I hope that.
good work, buddy. You're wasting your
hope that-
career.
Shout out Greg Council.
Yeah, I hope that Craig Counsell takes one step out onto that field and like his whole knee explodes.
He did it.
Now that's not nice.
No,
Look what he said.
I would never wish an injury
dead.
on
That was
somebody.
crazy.
Dead. No, he's dead. to me.
Even Alex.
See what Craig Counsell said, like he was doing an interview during the game and he was talking about like how the fan experience was a lot different with the Cubs, and that really threw me off because I'm like, dude, we supported you for years. You're from Milwaukee. You played for the Brewers for how many seasons? You managed them for how many seasons, and now you just turn it against them because I'm getting paid how much a year to coach the Cubs and not do anything with it.
Hate that, man.
It's frustrating.
It is frustrating. I mean, like he acts like he is like too good for Milwaukee now, and like that got under my skin. It really did.
I mean, you wish he blew his knee out.
Yeah, I do.
Liam.
I mean, obviously, I don't like if that happened, I'd be disappointed. You know, it would be a tragic thing. I don't actually wish it would happen, but I am not happy with it.
Alex is disappointed in you.
I didn't say I was disappointed. It's just
We're not mad. We're just disappointed, Liam.
What are you, my dad?
No. Brody, what else you got? MLB.
Continuing, Yankees looking solid. Have scored 34 runs through 3 games and improved to 2-1. 22 runs were scored against the Tigers on Saturday. 12 runs scored against the Blue Jays. It was an ugly game. I hate to wear this when talking about the Yankees.
Mateo Machino in shambles.
My boy.
Is he?
He is a Tigers fan.
Oh,
He's-
no.
He's
he's-
a White Sox fan. Did he change to the
Oh, the
Tigers?
Tigers. Yeah,
It's-
my bad. Yeah.
Mateo's also a Bears fan.
Yeah,
So he just lives a sad life.
Yeah,
Sorry.
poor guy. Love the
Dub
guy.
Bears. Still suck.
Juan Soto launched a big home run against the Blue Jays. Like, he crushed the ever-living crap out of the ball. But then they have one loss in the season, but it came from a split squad game, which is basically you take all like the AAA and AA guys, put them on one team, and then, actually they kind of mix in some major league players here and there. They lost 4-0 to the Phillies, but you get a lot of split squad games where you either lose or you look really good, so who cares? And I want to highlight one story. In the Rays Tigers game, an inside the park home run happened. This was on Sunday. Cameron Misner hits a pop fly, which is like routine. It looks routine, but it drops between 4 Tigers defenders.
Oops.
Andrew Navigato dives for the ball, kicks it with his foot, and sends the ball, absolutely flying into right field. He absolutely soccer kicked it almost. Like he actually dove for it, kicked it with his back, like his heel, and it just went flying. That allowed Misner to just round the bases for an inside the park home run.
That's crazy.
You got to watch the video.
That's
It's
some like Wii Sports
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah. Literally, it's like he just kicked it and it just sailed. So, getting to the end of it, it's kind of hard to tell now who's looking good because it is early in spring training. It's only like 5 or 6 games into spring training.
It's also spring training.
Yeah, and currently right now, like the Brewers are playing and they're down 8-3 to the Reds. So like. It's just ugly.
Is what it is.
But I will say, though, the Dodgers are 3-0. Who's surprised? They got all the talent. They just traded away Manny Margot to the Twins today. So my favorite Manny Margot trade or Dodgers moment was him getting traded. And the Padres look really rough. They're 1-3 through 4 games.
That was a lot, Brody.
Trust me.
I can tell you like this stuff.
I was
I'm
sitting
happy
here.
you're here.
I was sitting here last night on my computer. I'm like, I was about to take a nap. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there like, oh, I should update the script. There's so much to say.
And I texted Brody before the show. I said, Alex is on. I don't know if we're going to get to baseball. Keep it to Brewers. Keep it to Cody Bellinger getting signed. He's like, okay.
Sitting there like, man.
We're happy you're here, Alex. Don't get us wrong.
What do you mean? You just read off everything. He's got it down.
He's taking my time. No, NBA time, though. We'll just glance over the Bucks here. They're still third in the Eastern Conference, sitting at 37-21 on a 2-game win streak. First time we can say that in weeks. Bucks recently defeated the 76ers, 119-98.
Doc Rivers experience.
Shout out, Doc. Giannis led with 30 points. Lillard close behind with 24 points. They play the Hornets, Bulls, and Clippers the next 3 games. Did you guys see the Clippers rebranded at all?
Rebranded?
Today they saw
They
that.
changed jerseys, their logo and stuff. It's kind of cool. I like the colors.
I think it looks all right. Not my favorite, but to be honest with you, I think it's better than what they had.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
It kind of
it just like happened.
Kind of reminds me of the Angels, though.
I've never seen a team like rebrand in the middle of the season though. Is this like effective next year or
This
is it right now?
next year.
Okay, I was gonna say
With their new arena that they're getting too.
sick.
I mean,
Sick.
it kind of reminds me of the Angels, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should time
I mean, though the Bucks are on this 2-game win streak, and we've been harping on them for weeks, and it just kind of what you do in Wisconsin, though. It's like if the Wisconsin team isn't winning a championship, they suck.
yeah. It's kind of how it is.
We play into that culture too, though. So I don't know.
Did you see that Giannis he said that they're gonna win another championship?
Oh, I know they
Yeah,
will.
Yeah, he said, but we are gonna do it with Damian Lillard. It's
They
gonna
better.
happen.
They
I
better.
hope
You
so,
have to.
yeah.
You got 2 of those guys in the same spot. You have to.
But he said basically, yeah, we traded away Drew Holiday. Sorry, we have to because of that.
Alex, your favorite basketball team? Do you follow the NBA?
The Mavericks.
The
Yep.
Mavericks.
Makes sense.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, my dad was a high school basketball coach, so he coached Corey Brewer. I don't
Oh,
No
yeah.
way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
No way.
crazy.
Yeah. So we're pretty good friends with Corey and.
All right.
Get us
So
some
it was
tickets?
Awesome.
it was awesome when he played for the Mavericks in 2011 and ended up winning the title. So that was
That is
cool
really
to see.
cool. That is
So,
really cool. He's retired now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Runs camps. He was in maybe the G League a couple years ago.
Wouldn't shock me.
G League
Yeah.
is really an interesting thing.
Dude, I went to a G League game last Thursday when the Wisconsin Herd in Oshkosh, they played the Rip City Remix, who was Portland's G League team, and it was close at the end of the first half. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to get blown out in the second half. I mean, Rip City was absolutely hitting every shot. So
Something that I never realized is that football is like the only professional, like major sport.
Without like a minor league.
Yeah.
they're getting
They
the
well, they've
UFL.
got the United Football League now,
Yeah,
which
but
that's the XFL and the United States Football
Yeah,
League
starting
combining
with
into
it's,
one.
next
it's
month.
different because they're not affiliated.
No, not
they
at all.
don't call players up and down and stuff
Right,
like that, which
right.
is very. I mean, it makes
It's
sense.
weird. It's weird, but
yeah, but it makes sense because like they have like 80 people on a roster. Half of those players are hurt, and then half those players are on the practice
and
squad.
in college,
you know?
like basically serves as that minor
It
league.
really does.
But there's only one time a year you call them up.
yeah.
So, yeah. No, it is interesting to think about for sure. Yeah, that's going to do it for basketball. We'll head over to the hockey side of things with Liam. Liam, what shirt you wearing there?
I'm wearing a Roll Dogs.
Roll Dogs. Who made that?
.72 apparel.
.72 apparel?
Yeah.
Alex, what's .72 apparel?
It's a company me and my dad started, actually. So, yep. You can check everything out at point72apparel.com.
That is so cool. We'll link it in the description of this video. And if you're watching this on Instagram, if it's there, go hit the link. Go buy something.
have an
from
Instagram.
Alex's
They do
store.
have an Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll tag them. We'll link it to you to the store. The shirts are amazing.
Yeah.
I wore it to my intramural volleyball game
You did.
a couple weeks
You
ago.
did.
I don't
Did
know.
you
if
get into
it- I don't know if it
an
won.
argument this time?
No, I
Frankie?
didn't.
Okay, good.
I did not. I did
I'm
not
not
get
gonna have
into an
to hear
argument.
about
It
you.
wasn't my fault.
I'm not gonna have to hear about you in a work meeting.
No, you're not.
Okay, good.
No, you're not. Liam, what do you got?
Well, I'm super depressed. He's smiling. He knows why. Night's loose. The Leafs pretty bad. 7-3. They're on a 3-game losing streak.
Join the club.
Yeah. Oilers are also on a 3-game skid.
I can do that. I just shook your hand.
You shouldn't have.
In solidarity.
Leafs are on a 7-game win streak.
Good
They
for
play
you,
the Knights
man.
again at the time of
Yippee.
recording tomorrow.
I hope you lose.
I know.
I'll launch
Here's
over
the
this
thing.
desk at you.
Swan dive over the desk. Do you feel like the Leafs are going to get past the second round this year?
I wish they did. It depends on who they play.
What do you think?
Matthews is hot.
He is.
Matthews
Guy
is
is
amazing.
He's on pace for
Love him.
77 goals.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Can he put the whole team on his back?
Was
I
this,
think he's
is.
already doing
He's
it.
kinda
Sorry, I
doing
just
that.
was this the guy who who made it fastest to 50
Yeah.
in career? Yeah,
In his NHL debut, he scored 4 goals.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Avalanche also lose to the Leafs. I mean, they're
man.
doing okay.
Turn on the Keaton cam. We need to
Turn
say
on
wherever
the
Keaton cam
a
is.
Keaton cam
Keaton
does
cam.
exist. Is it on? Oh, it's not on. It's not on.
It's not on.
We're gonna get the Keaton cam to
gotta get
work.
it
Alex
working.
wants it too. I mean, we're all
Need it.
waiting for it.
Canucks kind of shaky the past couple of games. They give up a lot of ground. They're only leading by 1 point now, and still
Wow.
sitting atop the
We
NHL.
talked about that
Yeah.
too last week or 2 weeks ago. We are like, well, they lost. What does that do to their confidence?
I mean, they still got a lot to be proud of, but the Bruins are in hot pursuit.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
they lost their lead.
Please don't let the Bruins beat them.
That's what I'm saying.
Please. I remember the Predators are on a 5-game win streak.
Yep.
Good for them, yeah.
Yep, doing good.
Gotta be happy
Keep it
about
going.
that.
I watched last night's game actually with some friends. Actually, I have a friend that's a fan of the Nashville Predators, and we were watching the game last night, and I believe Anaheim pulled their goalie, and I'm like, oh boy, what's going to happen here? And all of a sudden, like, not even like 10 seconds into it, Nashville scored. I'm like, all right, game over.
Yeah, there it is. Moving on to NCAA hockey.
Yes, sir.
I actually have, for the first time, I'm going to talk about a team that is not the Badgers.
Really?
Yes. And
Besides
I'm
the
going to get
Badgers.
to that in a second, but I'm going to talk about the Badgers still. Badgers gained ground on Michigan State, who lost a game. We won one and we lost. We won 2 games. We have 5 points. We got 5 points. They only gained 3 points.
Didn't we need this to happen? We were
Yes.
talking about it.
So
like,
if we get 1 win in regulation and at least a win no matter what, so we get those 2 points,
Yeah.
we will win the Big Ten in the regular season. It is
what
possible.
did I tell you? I just said optimism.
It's
believe.
possible,
All you gotta
but-
do is believe.
If we tie them, they have the tiebreaker because they swept us earlier. So we have to sweep them.
I see.
We have to.
I see.
Moving on, technically these 2 teams are from the farthest corners of each other. Arizona State University
Yep.
versus Alaska Fairbanks. Who? Exactly. They're both independent, but they are D1. Alaska has more D1 collegiate programs
Yeah.
in hockey than
Yeah.
Wisconsin does. They had one heck of a game.
Yeah.
247 penalty minutes. And then, I don't know if you saw this, an actual hockey fight. And it wasn't just pushing and shoving. They dropped their helmets and then the refs let them go. They actually fought each other on the ice.
Wow.
Both those guys are getting suspended like 30 games for it.
That sucks.
But come on, man. You
Awesome.
never see that. That's like the first collegiate fight in like 5 years.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Can I chime in?
Yes,
on this?
absolutely.
So the guys are actually in the penalty box.
Yeah.
And they already don't have their gloves or helmets on. And the penalty box attendants let them out center ice in front of everybody, and they just start throwing. And it's amazing. And I have buddies on ASU.
Really?
Really?
Yes. So I mean, I need to text them and ask them, what the suspension's looking like.
Tucker
What's
Ness
going down?
versus Dawson Bruneski.
Why didn't they just keep him in the box? Like,
Well-
if they're showing those physical
because
signs
they were
that
like
they're-
5-minute majors, and so then or
Right,
like 2
but-
minutes. So then they let them out at the same time. But if you are a penalty box, you're not getting in the way of a dude who's like 6'2"
That's
with his
fair.
gloves off. He's like,
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
fight this guy, and I don't care if you're in front of me. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna fight each other.
Yeah,
And
that's
and then by the time that it was done, because what happened was a scrum immediately started off a face-off. And they were all fighting in the corner, and then these 2 dudes, like you said, just went at center ice.
Yeah.
So then they threw 6 guys in the penalty box with 11 seconds left in the game, and the rest were like, you know what, screw it, we're done. That's it. We're ending it 11 seconds
That's
early. That's just the
insane.
game.
They had-
247 total penalty minutes.
They had 6 guys in the box at the time.
Well, because the goalies got into it.
Right.
so they had to pull guys off the bench so that they could serve the goalie's penalty.
Insane. That is so cool. Alex, what's your your opinion on scrums and stuff? Like, do you like that physicality part of the sport?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think it's odd that you go from junior hockey and we fighting, visors, everything, and then we go back to college and it's you got to put a cage on. There's no fighting.
Fishbowl.
Yeah, exactly.
So, to kind of go off of that, do you think there should be fighting in NCAA hockey?
Yeah. I'd love to have fighting in the Wiac or NCAA, the hockey.
You know that every game versus Eau Claire would be like 500 penalty
There
minutes,
is
right?
so much like unsaid beef that would just be taken care of.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna name names today, but there's definitely guys that I've had a fair share that we
Stout.
probably aren't the best buddies.
Oh my gosh, the all-important goalie fight. It happens
waiting
every now
for
and
it.
again.
Yeah,
but
is it really?
It's like watching two Titans fight each other.
Well,
It
it's
is the
got to be
funniest
just
thing.
like an expectation at that point because you're not talking to the other goaltender the entire game. You just kind of come out and meet each other.
Look up Battle of the Alberta highlights and specifically look up Cam Talbot versus Mike Smith. I'm genuinely speaking. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So what inspires that? What inspires both goalies saying, "All right, you, me, let's go"?
Well, usually it's every dude on the ice already has a partner, and you're like, well, I don't want to be
Everybody
left
else
out of
already-
it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I've never really been in one, but like I think I've had my opportunity if I wanted to.
So we could change that.
I think I've had opportunities in the past where it could have happened, but I'm just like, it's not worth a crazy suspension. Or,
True.
Like, I want to keep playing.
No,
Yeah,
that's totally fair.
that's fair.
We'd rather lose your teeth playing than
Yeah,
fighting.
exactly. I can play in about 30 seconds after I kind of regain, the feeling in my teeth. Not, after I get in a fight and then I'm not playing for
pretty
half
sure
the
you
year.
got a concussion. and-
Yeah.
Well, I was going to talk about that too because Buckholz went down after a big hit. When you were up, I think you had 2 goals scored, and then you scored again on him. And that's when they pulled him. But you got hit before that too.
Yep,
Remember that,
before
Brody?
that, yeah.
Yeah, you have to think that's part of the thought too. Like maybe he's a little shook
Well,
up. Or,
they're the trainer on the bench, and they're supposed to kind of be watching out for signs of a concussion. And
Yeah.
from the replay, it didn't really look like he was exhibiting any of the signs. But also, I mean, like, you kind of maybe call him over and you kind of check if his eyes are flashing
Yeah.
up and down and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
never know.
yeah.
Well, hey guys, that's gonna do it for this show. This episode of SportsPoint was insane. Alex Proctor, thank you so much for being here. One more round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
Love to have you on the show. Best of luck this weekend in the Wiac Championship. I can't say what I want to say, but go out there, just beat them up for me, all right?
I'll try.
Yes, sir.
I'll give it everything, Frankie.
Best of luck against Eau Claire in the
Thank
Wiac. Appreciate it, Alex Proctor, Liam Statz, Brody Kupsky. Thank you for joining us on the show. Keaton Waala in the fishbowl on the tech side of things. Please get the Keaton cam going. We just want to see your reactions. We got to give him a mic too, so we start hearing what he's saying.
But you got to make sure it's one of the really bad camera mics, so it peaks really
the
horrible.
NASCAR code.
Yeah.
What do they call those guys?
What?
The guy who's talking to the driver.
the
in
spotter or the crew chief?
Crew chief, yeah, the crew chief mic.
Okay, I'm gonna go to
Not
know,
that bad. They're pretty good quality.
But they have a certain sound, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because they're like right
Radio
not-
mic.
It's a radio,
Radio
mic.
mic.
It's not perfect.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to see Keaton with the big headset.
No, I agree. That'd be hilarious.
Get him like in a crew chief outfit too.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be
Sunglasses
awesome.
indoors.
All right, we're having too much fun. Thank you so much for joining us here at SportsPoint. We'll see you next week back here on the show.